Hello, families. This is Jamie Frazier. I'm one of the first grade teachers at the Early Childhood Center, and I'm going to show you really quickly how to access all of the e-learning materials that the first grade teachers have on their websites, since you're going to be using them quite a bit here in the next little bit. So if you go into a web browser and go to our school's website, coalcityschools.org, right away, you're going to be brought up to our main page, and at the top, you can find our schools. Click on Early Childhood Center. And underneath these little kiddos here, we're going to see the staff directory. Click on that, and then you'll scroll down to find your child's teacher. I'm going to click on my name, and you'll see my website. Now, all of the first grade teachers have the same materials posted to their website, so this should look very, very familiar. You should see your teacher's picture, and then somewhere nearby their office hours, times where it's okay to ask them questions if you need help with something or some support. Let's see here. So all the first grade teachers will have the e-learning banner at the top, and underneath is all the e-learning materials that you'll need. The daily attendance link is very important. Please make sure to submit that every single day for your child. You click on it, it'll open up. You'll click on the Early Childhood Center, and you'll complete this form each day to report that your child took part in remote learning. All right, if I go back to the website, coming up here Thursday and Friday of this week are April 2nd and 3rd. The only thing that we're expecting your student to do is to work out of that red folder we sent back in March. It says here that students will be expected to complete day 1 and day 2 activities. If they are past that, just have them complete 1 day of activities one day and 1 day the next day if you'd like. But if day 1 and day 2 are done, that is totally fine. If they want to complete some more days in there, they can. Just make sure that they have day 1 and day 2 activities done in that folder. Let's see. Now coming up here, this is going, oh, you know what, actually, this is important too. It just kind of says, there is a possibility in this little letter that we have where we understand that some people may have been working in their red folders this whole time that their child's been home. And you might have a good majority of that work done. You may even have all of it done. If that's the case, underneath here are some extra activities that you can do with your kids, different websites and just different general activities to keep them engaged in learning. Now, after the 2nd and the 3rd, our routine is going to change a little bit. So starting on Monday, April 6th, we're going to be changing over to choice boards. And these choice boards are going to change weekly. So I'm going to kind of just give you a little peek at what one of the choice boards looks like. It looks like a big rainbow board. Now, what are our expectations with this? There is a board for math and a board for reading. And our suggestion is that students read or listen to stories for 20 minutes per day. On top of that, we'd like them to complete 1 activity off of the reading board per day and 1 activity off of the math board per day. I know some days this might not be able to happen. You might be busy and don't get to do an activity from the math board or the reading board that day. You can catch up later in the week and do 2, a 2 a day, or do 1 on the weekend. By the end of the week, your child should have 5 activities finished from the reading board and 5 activities finished from the math board. And we're going to show you how you're going to submit that to your child's teacher as well. Again, maybe your child really loved the choice boards and they did a bunch of choices. Maybe they want to do extra choices. That's totally fine. They can. If for some reason your child finishes all of the choices or just wants something different to do after they've made their 5 choices for the week, here are some additional activities that you can do with them. And I am pretty sure that all first grade teachers are in agreement that we'll be giving dojo points for choices. So for each choice that your child completes, they will get 1 dojo point. So if we're expecting them to do 5 reading choices and 5 math choices per week, that means they'll get 10 dojo points, which is pretty awesome. If they choose to do more than 5 and 5, then they'll get more dojo points. Let's look at these little choice boards. So here is our reading choice board for the first week. You're going to notice some of the choices. Well, let me come up here. It just gives a reminder to please practice and reading or listening to stories for 20 minutes each day. And then choose one activity from the choice board to do each day. The idea is that you choose one from each color. Choose one red, orange, one yellow, one green, and one blue. You're going to see some of the choices are things that you actually physically make or do in the house or around your yard, maybe. And some of them are web-based, using websites like iReady or iExcel. Okay. I'm going to show you where to access those websites as well. The same thing for math. Every day you'll choose one activity from each color to be completed by the following week. So one red, one orange, one yellow, one green, and one blue. And again, a lot of these are activities that you can do around your house, things that you might make or things that you might do. And some of them are web-based, using websites like iReady or iExcel. Now, let me talk about where to find those websites. Most of the teachers, I believe, have the websites linked at the very, very bottom of their page. iReady, iExcel, Extra Math, and other helpful websites. So if you're looking for those websites and you can't just find them via Google, you can always come to the bottom of your teacher webpage. Let me come back up here. Now, at the end of the week, after your child has made their choices on the boards, how do you show their teacher what they chose to do? We came up with 3 different ways you could do this. They're all recorded here on the webpage. One way is you can use your phone and take a screenshot on a iPhone or iPad. You can actually, hold your phone or iPad up to a computer, or you can take a screenshot of it on your phone or your iPad. When you're looking at the picture, the screenshot you took, at the bottom of the picture, you can choose Edit. From there, you can tap on the ellipses, the 3 little dots. And from there, you can select Markup if you're using an iOS device. From there, you can choose a writing tool and circle the choices that your student chose to do. After that, you can click Done, and you can send the marked up card to your child's teacher on Class Dojo in the Messenger or in their portfolio if their teacher uses Portfolio. Another thing you can do to turn in your child's choices is handwrite it. The only thing you need to remember to put is their name at the top. And please include for each activity to include the colors of the board: red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. Record, make sure to record that they read for their 20 minutes each day, and then record what red activity they did for reading and what red activity they did for math. What orange activity they did for reading, what orange activity they did for math. If they chose to do an additional orange activity, write it there, and we can also see that. After you finish writing down all of your child's choices, you can always take a picture of your handwritten choices and send it to your teacher via email or Class Dojo. This one right here is kind of an option for if you have a printer at home. I myself do not, but if you do, this would be really nice. You can use this like a blank board. So for each day of the week, your child can record their reading minutes, how many minutes they did, and they can record what red choice they made for the week for reading, what red choice they made for math, what orange choice they made for reading, what orange choice they made for math, and so on and so forth. And then you can go ahead, do the same thing, log in, take a screenshot of it and send it to your child's teacher via email or Dojo. And then under here, again, we have the helpful websites. iReady, students are very familiar with this. For math, we're also going to be able to use it for reading during remote learning time. iExcel is a really easy to navigate website for math and reading that students are going to be introduced to. Extra Math students have been using all year to practice math facts. Raz Kids and Spelling City are kind of the same deal. We've been using them all year. Raz Kids to read aloud and listen to books, and Spelling City to practice spelling words, word wall words, and vocabulary words. So these are all websites that they are familiar with except for iExcel. But they will really get the hang of it. It's very easy to use. So again, this is just our first grade website. It has everything you need to get through e-learning or remote learning. There's our choice boards, which will change each week. And do not forget, I want to make sure to say it again, to turn in that attendance link every single day. If you have a question, please email or dojo message your child's teacher, and we'll do our best to help you. I hope everyone is staying healthy and enjoying your time at home. Thanks so much.